Hey bros, how's it going? I'm back. It's episode 15 and I'm back with another sketchbook video because I don't know, I'm just gonna keep doing them. Maybe not like every month because I keep forgetting, but maybe like every 2 months, every other month. But since I just uploaded that tutorial, I might as well do a sketchbook video. So my hands are all sweaty. And it's really hot in here. Let me turn on the fan real quick. And let's get started, shall we? Alright. So this first sketchbook is my smaller one. I got it for Christmas. I got these two sketchbooks for Christmas. This one was a little bit earlier than the Christmas because it was a birthday gift from my grandma. And I love the sketchbook so much because it's like a book, like a regular book, and it's small and nice and portable and easy to carry around, and I just love it so much. And I got like Frozen stickers for Christmas too, and I just like put them everywhere. I put them on my sketchbook and like on my little trash can I have. It's like a little recycle bin thing. It's like literally like this big. Anyways, so let's get started. I only have these two because I haven't been drawing in my other sketchbooks that much as these. So let me just get this out of here. I put this clip here so like when I'm drawing the pages don't flip back on me like they do with a book. And I put the date on here when I started it. I started this on December 19th. And oh yeah, that's just scripts and such, and then my username. A lot of this is stuff from the Christmas challenge that I did. This one was I don't even know, it was the song one. Yeah. And by the way, again, there's tons of boy love Spamano stuff in here. And if you don't like Spamano or you don't like boy-on-boy action love stuff, then I suggest you turn back right now because this is all it is. Here, let me just, not make this so bright. And sorry if I sound depressed. I'm just kind of tired. Alright. And my hands are still sweaty. Alright. So this is a comic. I did. And I like the sketchbook because I can like put comics in here and it's really easy to do like the background details because it's so small. I can add those little tiny details in there. Yeah, you can read this comic on my DeviantArt. And then that's a script. And then this is another comic where they go shopping. Where Spain and Romano go shopping, and Spain goes to the jewelry store to buy Romano a engagement ring. You can also read that on my DeviantArt. This was also, okay. This was also for my Christmas challenge. This was just practicing kissing and stuff. And this is an AU of mine. It's the Circus AU. And it just tore out. The Circus AU. You can find that on my Tumblr. A lot of people like that AU, which I'm glad. And this was supposed to be for that, but then I was like, no. So here we go. But the thing I don't like about this is it's hard to rip the pages out. This is another script for the next comic here. And it's really hard to rip out, and once you rip out one page, then you just rip out like 4 more pages. Yeah. And this is also a comic that I did for the very last day. Sorry if I'm flipping too quickly. Oops. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, this is hard to turn the pages. Hold on, give me a second. My hands are sweaty. Okay. Cuddling and... I don't like that picture. Don't look at it. This was a gift for one of my friends because she had a bad Christmas, as I saw in some of her journals. And I just wanted to draw something for her because I felt kind of bad. So This is from her Demon RPAU thing. This was also for a comic. Also, this was for the Secret Spamano Santa on Tumblr that we had event that it was going on. And this was a design for, this was like one of the first designs I made for Romano, the Frozen, Disney Frozen crossover with Romano as Elsa. And yeah. My final design looks kind of like this, but not really. It was really hard to make the design because I wanted it to look like the Frozen outfit, but I didn't want to lose the fairy touch to it. But I wanted it also to be kind of formal, so it was really hard. But I think I overcame that hardness. Oh yeah, this is a request comic that I still have to ink and upload. But once you see this, it's probably already uploaded and what have you. I really like how her eyes came out. Oh my god. And that's it for this one. Let me just clip back this stuff. Oh yeah. And actually, I wanted to just mention something. I'm challenging myself to make more illustrations because that's what I want to do. I want to be a concept artist and make illustrations. And do a little bit of character design as well. So I'm working on making an illustration for each of my AUs. And when I mean every single one of my AUs, I mean every single one. Every single one I could find, at least. Some of these, some of these have been introduced a lot, like the fairy AU. But some have not been introduced as much, like the Peter Pan AU and the, sorry, my hair's getting in my nose and it's tickling, and like, the Fox AU is kind of old, the Zombie Apocalypse AU is old, the Blind AU, which was the Spanish Angels doujinshi I tried to attempt, it's also very old. So some of these have been introduced more than others. So that'll be interesting. And these are all my AUs that I could find, at least. I went into my gallery and went all the way to the back and just kept scrolling to see if, like, oh, is this an AU? Okay, I'll write that down. And I also did some crossovers, but those don't really count because those are crossovers, not AUs, and I can't really, I don't really want to do the crossovers because I've done, like, 60 crossovers, and I don't want to do that. I got no time to do that. So, let's move on to the next one. I hope this isn't too dark, and I'm rambling too much. Oh, geez. And then the next one is this really, really big one, which I love. I love big sketchbooks, but I kind of don't because you can't carry them around with you. But I put 2 Frozen stickers here of Anna and Elsa, and I drew a little Elsa crossover fairy Romano thing right here, and my username, and I put like this little note thing on here for like reminders and things to do. So it says like request, coloring tutorial, sketchbook video, illustrations, and stuff like that. So we'll just open this up right here. Let me just put down that blinding yellow. This was for a script, and then I did, hi Toes, and I did the date for this as well. I started this on Christmas, which is when I got it. And the first thing I put in here was a Frozen art piece. It's so weird because I always do Spamano and it's, yay! Something different for once. And here we go. This is, I labeled this, I put this on Tumblr and DeviantArt, I think. I labeled this, The Cold Never Bothered Me Anyway. And it's like Elsa and Anna and Kristoff just standing in the snow with their bathing suits. This was from another one of my circus AUs where later in this AU, people are walking by my door. This is embarrassing. Later in my AU, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm distracted by the noises outside. Oh yeah, later in my AU, Romano gets his wings cut off, which is kind of gross, but you know what? Let me just, there we go, brighten that up for you. Oh yeah, this was the colored version of that one sketch that you saw for my friend. Yes. Oh my god, this freaking camera. I don't understand, you were working so well. And then this was from another Circus AU where I was still in the Christmassy mood, so I just put like lights and ornaments and put him in a Christmassy outfit, which I designed myself. Oh yeah, this was going to be a Saving Mr. Banks, because I went to go see that movie and I thought it was spectacular and I loved it to death. If you're going to go see it, bring at least 2 boxes of tissues because you're going to need it. I tried to hold it in as much as I could, but at the end I just let it flow. I let it all out. But I don't really cry at movies, but I tried so hard not to cry at that movie. Anyways, this was supposed to be a crossover with Saving Mr. Banks, but I failed miserably. I'm sorry. This was a memories. Sorry, hold on. My hand's still sweaty. A memories thing. Sorry, my mental capacity can just only hold so much. A memories drawing where I remember a memory that I had, like my grandma and me used to dance on each other's feet, so they're dancing on each other's feet right there, and like this is Romano grown up with Spain, and this is when he was a little kid, and I think in the description I put a little quote that's like, don't forget the memories or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh yeah, and that's the colored version of that one. Let me just brighten that up for you. And this is an illustration that I'm going maybe to ink. I don't know. I don't want to rip it out because I'm scared. But this is for another AU of mine. I haven't introduced it that much yet, but it's called The Spain and the Alley Cat, where Spain is a dog and Romano is an alley cat. And I have a lot of sketches of that in here. Like right there and right here. And I made it in the AU where a characteristic of Spain is like he likes to feel Romano purr because he thinks it, I don't know, it soothes him a little bit. Alright, and then that was like a failed attempt at a tutorial, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And this big whomping request that I had, this was the sketch for it. Ignore this person, because that person was not supposed to be in there, and I figured that out after I colored this. So, this is the biggest request I've ever had. This is the biggest picture I've ever had with this many people. There's 12 people in here, by the way. You can even count. And this is the colored version of it, if I can just rotate this in a really weird manner. Let me just, every time, like, it's weird. Like, I have to adjust the camera every time, like, pictures come up, like the colored pictures. Anyways, so this person is not supposed to be in there, so ignore her, because I messed up big time, and I ended up editing her out with my tablet. So, I'm just going to name the characters. These are all Hitalia characters. Some are official, some are not. But I'm just going to name them all, because there's 12 people in here, and I'm just going to go off. So, Iberia, Carthage, Rome, Germania. This was supposed to be, I don't even know who she is, never mind. Ludwig, which is an OC. Torvald, which I think is an OC. Venetiana, which is an OC. Mama Greece, Mama Egypt, Gaul, and Britannia. And this is another person, which is an OC. It's Ingrid. She said that she wanted a woman in the back for foreshadowing, and she gave me a little bit of insight with her. So, we can just close that off right now. Woo! Alright. Next is more Fairy Spumano sketches and whatnot. And this was the very first design I had for 2P Fairy Romano. And I wanted his power to be, hypnosis. So I made that little and I tried out that little purplish effect for that. And these are just more illustrations and whatnot. I did find a little kiss meme, and I wanted to do that. So this is a hot steamy kiss, which you get it, like hot, and he's crying, so it's steamy. Anyways, kiss on the cheek, which is from my Circus AU, and Spain in the Alley Cat, which is the nose kiss. Let me just, yeah, zoom up right there. And then it continues. I only did it like the first like 8 or 6 or how many there is in here. This is the forehead kiss, which is also Spain in the Alley Cat, and then this is the Ghost AU that I have. This was also a kiss. I forget. Oh yeah, firm kiss, but I didn't really like it that much, so I didn't put it on Tumblr. So, yes. And this was more sketches of the Toopy Fairies Spamano. Oh gosh, these Romano Spamano spam. Just gonna ignore. Just gonna confuse the crap out of me. All right. Yes, and this is normal Fairy Spain, just so you know, and he's hypnotizing him. I wanted to practice that purplish effect with, I used that with Crayola, actually. And this is my New Year's picture. Oops, sorry. My New Year's picture for 2014. I did this in like 10 minutes, and I was like, I gotta get this uploaded. I gotta go put it on Tumblr and DeviantArt. So, yeah, because I was like, I don't really want to do a New Year's thing, but I mean, might as well, you know? So, let's just, yeah, it was just like, oh, gotta do this really, really fast. And this was another gift for a friend because she's just so fab and awesome in every way. If you're watching this, I love you. And I love your vines and your AUs and everything else and your art. What? This isn't Spamano, don't look at it. This is actually Fruck. Frick. This is France and England from Italia because it was a request someone wanted on Vine that they wanted some Fruck. So this was my first time drawing some Fruck. So Fruck is such a weird word. And yeah, down at the bottom it says, wait, this isn't Spamano, don't look at it. And this is an inspired piece because I saw something on Tumblr with Romano in a flamenco dress, and I wanted to do something like that too. And plus, I like drawing dresses, so, and that failed shoe, by the way, holy crap. Yeah. And it's all sketchy because I like the sketchiness of it. This was also an idea for the Disney Frozen AU, with Italy singing For the First Time in Forever, with that one part. Another sketch for Spain and the Alley Cat. This is the 8th sketch. And as you can see, I usually like putting the boxes in there, like drawing out the boxes and then drawing it, because I don't know, it's weird. I started doing that, and for some reason it made my proportions in check, kind of like a comic would. So I'm starting to do that now, just putting them in boxes, and just when you're inking them, don't put the boxes in there, obviously. But this is the open-minded AU I had in mind. It's with painter, Spain, and businessman Romano. You can read all about that AU on my Tumblr. Oh yeah, that was just that one part where I was like, should I draw this? I don't think I should. And then there's that whole blank bubble in there because I had a lot of words that needed to go in here, and I was like, I'm not writing all those words out. So, yep. You're fired. Oh yeah, and he gets fired at the end. Spoiler. And then this monster of a beast, this beast of a monster, that took me about like 24 hours with no breaks. Well, I had breaks, but if you put all the hours I put into this, it would take at least 24 hours. Oh, sorry, you can see my knees. I really, really like this piece. It came out so well, but I feel like I could have done better. Maybe in a way. I don't know. But this was one of the illustrations for the Fairy Spumano. I actually did 2, but I haven't inked the other one, so I'm going to do that soon. Yeah, this is going to be the cover also as well. Cover, Fairy Spumano series cover, that I am going to put on my DA soon. As soon as I can make a little description for it. And this is the sketch for it. Yes. Whew. Okay, I'm like coming out of breath here. And this was the other one I was talking about, the other Spumano Fairy sketch that I need to ink and upload soon. And this was just practicing a design for the formal wear thing. Yeah, I wanted to re-sketch that design out. See if I can like, because the other one I sketched out was a side view, and I'm like, I should probably do a front view just for future sake's reference. And then this is the picture I made for the horrible tutorial. Oh my god, I'm so sorry you have to witness that. And then this is the sketch for it. And this is the other illustration I'm gonna do for Spain and the Alley Cat. And as you saw on the cards, there's like little X's. Little green X's, and those little green X's stand for the stuff that I've done, the illustrations that I've done so far. And of course there is an X on the Spain and the Alley Cat one, and this is the one that I'm gonna use. And of course that box is in there. And then this is just from a request for someone. Let me just, yeah. I don't know why I drew that there. I was just trying to save paper. I was like, you know what? I should probably draw this in there to save paper. Genius! But then it ended up like looking like a bookmark. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. And then I put like the words on the side, because I don't write on the thing. And these are the colored things. Color things. And those are just sketches. I don't even know why I did that. And that's it. So this is already running on 14 minutes. Holy crap, I'm going to have a lot to edit. But anyways, I hope you liked it. Don't look at my knees. They're ugly. And I hope you like this sketchbook thing. Tell me if you want to do another one, if you like my sketches or whatnot. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Alright, time to turn the camera off. Bye.